Hello, your Yankees fans, yet again, from NYYNEWS.com, where those are looking for stars. Execution. New York Yankees fans, another blown save by Devin Williams. This guy's blowing stuff left and right. We thought we had a problem with Clay Holmes. But all along, we've just had a closer problem ever since Aroldis Chapman. I'll go back to, let's say, Robertson. Remember him? That's the only legitimate closer that we've had since Mariano Rivera. David Robertson. This rant is going to get into the mentality. I'm not going to say the majority of Yankees fans. I'm going to say the fans that have a sheep-like mentality. Okay, we got Devin Williams. Okay, on paper, it looked great. Wow, one of the premier closers in the game. But obviously, the Brewers saw something in Devin Williams. Was it that the league was catching up to his supposed famous pitch, the airbender? It appears to be. It appears that when the Yankees make these kinds of trades, wow, why are the Brewers trading away one of their top pieces? No. It happens time and time again. People just get the best out of Brian Cashman. It looks like a great deal. Wow, look at this. Brewers are trading away one of their top closer to us, even though he got spanked by the Mets previous playoffs. And you see and hear a whole bunch of Mets fans saying that Pete Alonso broke him. But getting back to it, this is going to get to the issue I have with some fans. Okay, we got Devin Williams. Okay, Devin Williams looks like a plucked ostrich. No, he does look like an ostrich. Ostriches do not have facial hair or feathers. Okay, he shaved his beard. He looked like an ostrich. Okay, doofy. I don't know if you guys know who Andrew Tate is. There's a meme of him out there where it's like an internet term where a man's jaw is like, it's not like a double chin. It's more like an incel type a jaw. So basically, that's how Devin Williams looks shaven. Okay. New Yankee, I get it. Fans want to support him, make him feel at home. But he had no business. Absolutely none. Erasing 49 years of Yankees history. Specifically, George Steinbrenner's, let's say, reign on the Yankees, okay? If it was another Williams that came to the Yankees, specifically Bernie, when the Yankees were winning a whole bunch of championships on top of the mountain, a player like that has say. A player that went out there and won championships with the Yankees. No, but Devin Williams never pitched a game with the Yankees. Everybody was like, yeah, he's right. We're losing players because of their beard policy. Nobody wants to play for the Yankees because of this policy. Let's listen to him. That's the problem I have with some Yankees fans. You guys do not like to use common sense. You like to say what others are saying, what other cliques are saying, because God forbid you say something and you become a meme, a viral meme. Oh my God, look, I'm being made fun of. Who cares? If you don't care, that's a sign of confidence. Who cares what other people say? You just say what's on your mind, and if it's not the popular opinion, someday, somehow, it is going to become the popular opinion because it was the right opinion to begin with. So a couple of months back, this was my take on Devin, because I'm just going to say it now. airbending these nuts Williams. Another topic that I wanted to hit on, everybody's complaining about the Yankees' beard policy. Just because they saw Devin Williams without a beard. Sure, he looked kind of funny, kind of doofy, but whatever. You guys have a thing for how men look, other men? What does that have to do with performance? What does it have to do with a player having the ability to play baseball? So hitting on this topic because it's going to go with what I'm going to say afterwards. The Yankees have had, let's say, for an example, Hal Steinbrenner being the puppet, the talking head of the New York Yankees as the owner. He doesn't really own the Yankees. They have a whole bunch of shareholders. It's a family thing. Since the boss's passing, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, George M. Steinbrenner, the Yankees have had kind of a drought, as an organization, kind of distancing themselves from how prestigious the Yankees were, or how the Yankees operated prestigiously, because George Steinbrenner was going to let it be known, we're the Yankees, don't f*** with us, we're the best. They have been distancing themselves from the ideology of George Steinbrenner. And harping back, the Yankees' beard policy, all these fans talking about, get rid of the beard policy. No, we already have a problem with how the Yankees front office runs this team. It's one of the few things left that remains of the boss, and everybody should respect that. Because if suddenly obviously wasn't George's legacy is erased, there's no hope for this franchise. There you go. That was my take. And, long story put short, let's use a analogy of why these rules were in place to begin with. Because George Steinbrenner knew. He knew in a big city like New York City, there was going to be temptations. You're basically like in the premier spot. You're like an A-list Hollywood celebrity playing with the Yankees. So let's put it this way. For an example, Hans Hansberger here. Devin Williams, I have so many women for you. This week I have a Ukrainian woman from war-torn Ukraine. Premier top models here in New York City, and they want to have fun. They want to, because they have a habit of luxury. They were recently with President Zelensky. So now that they're in New York City, I want you to show them a good time. Here in 34th West Street, with the rooftop, lavish, luxurious, Devin Williams come through and have a great time with the woman and me, Hans Hansberger. So, that was my comedic take. Those are the kinds of temptations players have in New York City, and you need some kind of middle ground. You need some sort of discipline. And it was there. Only problem was, players don't want to sign with the Yankees. How about this problem? Drafting players right. So like that, you don't have to go out there and sign players or tempt them to play with the Yankees. Kind of like the dynasty, homegrown players, winning a whole bunch of championships. And talking about homegrown players, Ryan Beck, the legendary Ryan Beck of NYYNEWS, who's been busy with his musical career, great vocalist and guitar player. Check out his site, ryanbeckmusic.com. He said, "We've got something up our sleeve. Spencer Jones played left field today. He never plays anywhere but center." So what are the Yankees cooking up? Will we see or can we see Spencer Jones soon? I will welcome it. These Yankees are not scary whatsoever. The 2024 Yankees had all the aura. They were a scary team. This team, not so much. They're not that scary. Other than Judge, who's going to be Aaron Judge. Hey, if I'm playing the Yankees, I'm not scared of these guys. They just seem bland. That's what this team seems like. You got Anthony Volpe being a disaster. George Lombard Jr. looks like he's going to be what the Yankees thought Anthony Volpe was going to be. That guy looks like a damn ball player. If you were to tell me who's like on a Wikipedia page baseball, I would put George Lombard Jr. on the main picture. He looks like a damn ball player, and I can't wait till the Yankees call that guy up. He's going to be night and day compared to Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe has been a complete flop. Okay, what 3 seasons in? Seeing, Anthony Volpe, someday he's going to become the next Jeter. No. That experiment is coming soon to an end. So let's get to some tweets about Devin Hold These Nuts Airbender Williams. Devin Williams has an ERA of 11.24 in 10 pitching appearances this season. Yankees, highest ERA in the first 10 games of season, minimum 8 innings pitched. 1993, Steve Howe. Remember that guy? 2006, TJ Beam. I don't even remember this guy. 2024, Devin Williams. And 2009, Ching-Ming Wang. Wang had one of the saddest endings to Yankees' career. He really carried the Yankees that season he went down. And let's get to some more tweets. My boy, J1S, by the way, check out his music if he leaves a comment on this video. He always supports NYYNEWS. Devin Williams is on par now with Clay Holmes. He needs to retire on the mound tonight. He hasn't done shit in NY except make everyone wear beards. Figure it out, asshole. Exactly, man. That was the most pathetic thing we did as a Yankees fan base. A player come to the Yankees, never pitched one damn game, and everybody says, oh, I look like an incel without a beard. Crying to the front office, can you remove this 49-year-old policy, which the Yankees have been, like I said, distancing themselves from the legacy of George Steinbrenner. Oh, let's just put the icing on the cake. Envy, the owner of Yankees Empire, shout out to him for building a great community on X. Judge was warning us about Devin Williams all along. Here's a quote. I thought this was fake at one point, but it's not. If that little rule is going to stop you from coming here, then you probably shouldn't be here. And I'm pretty sure that quote came before the Yankees traded for Devin Williams. Gary Sheffield Jr., congratulations to him. OG of the game. I appreciate everything he did back then for NYYNEWS. Gary Sheffield Jr. says the Yankees essentially traded away Def Arm in their rotation to create a problem out of thin air at closer when Luke Weaver was more than enough at the position. Yes, a 0 ERA basically. And yours truly, NYYNEWS Felix, I said we should have known a man more concerned about the way he looked without a beard was going to be a Headcase here. And that's exactly what we're witnessing. And hey, nothing against Williams. I'm saying he got to say, if he would have performed well, the beard policy taken out, everybody with beards, he's performing well. Nobody would be talking about this. But like I said, it comes back to the sheeple mentality I was talking about, where the fan base just gravitates to the popular opinion of whatever a clique says, and everybody has to say and repeat what they're talking about. Then you got people like me that, is a traditionalist and say, I saw George Steinbrenner. I'm one of those fans that grew up watching the Yankees under George Steinbrenner. Maybe you should step away from this because the Yankees have been, soft. And that was one of the lasting things remaining of George Steinbrenner. If you go away from that, a guy that actually knew why he put that in place with the Temptations in New York, maybe, your ball players are going to be too relaxed. Things you don't see outside of the game, after a game, these guys having fun and doing all sorts of things. Overall, the Yankees offensively, I'm not impressed. Paul Goldschmidt has been amazing. He has been like DJ LeMahieu was when he was doing great with the Yankees. He reminds me of him. Cody Bellinger, horrendous. JC Escada, great story, but, doesn't really contribute offensively. If I were the Yankees, I'll go out there and look for a real catcher. We're not really getting any offense from the catching position. Other players, Cody Bellinger, been a disaster, but I could see him turning things around. Again, the Yankees are very, very bland. Getting what I was talking about earlier, about the whole beard thing. Let's give you an example. That was the meme I was talking about. And this is how Devin Williams looked without a beard. I could see why he would be uncomfortable in saying he didn't like shaving his beard because, wow, that's a big difference right there. But, again, you do not come to the Yankees without pitching one game, without winning world championships, and dictating or even that coming out of your mouth, right? That shouldn't have even come out of your mouth. Knowing the history of the Yankees, saying that, I think it's time to end the 50-year-old beard ban. And it came from a player that never pitched one game with the Yankees. And again, I'm disappointed in a lot of Yankees fans for, yeah, it's great. Everybody's going to be a Yankee now. When the talking point should have been, oh, yeah, let's try to duplicate the Yankees dynasty with homegrown players where they wouldn't even complain about the beard policy because they were homegrown Yankees players. So I think Yankees pitching has been so-so. Max Fried looks amazing, by the way. Imagine if Garrett Cole never went down. Best 1-2 punch in baseball. Great pickup by the Yankees. Rodon has been so-so, but we're going to need him. Again, we lost, like Gary Sheffield said, we lost another arm that could have gave us a lot of innings. But then again, it looked great on paper. Again, going back, it seems like a trade where somebody got the best of Brian Cashman again. Obviously, the league has caught up to the airbender. Again, the only pitcher that I ever seen that had a pitch that everybody knew that was coming and was unhittable was Mariano Rivera. And now we could point at it and say, that cutter, if you want to have that one pitch, take Mariano Rivera as an example. Devin Williams tried with that airbender thing. And, the league seems to have caught up to him as he has an 11.50 ERA. So, wrapping this stuff up, people don't know this, but if you visit NYYNEWS, we post every day. Don't think because you don't see a video here, we've gone away. No, we're active every day on NYYNEWS. Great site, by the way. We've had the site updated with stats, with current games, the scores, and all that stuff. So, Yankees fans, I hope you enjoyed this episode of NYYNEWS Execution. Like always, it's been Felix from NYYNEWS.com. Share, like, and subscribe, and I will check you out next time.